Well, ladies and gentlemen, something happened today that the whole internet is talking about, which is a reporter getting very nasty about what she said and Trump's reaction to this. But what she said is not being talked about. Her question was, are you waging war against the residents and natives in Chicago? Are you starting war against Chicago? Which is just, to me, one of the wildest questions you can ask. She says, are you trying to go to war with Chicago? When you say it's wild. Is President Trump trying to go to war with Chicago instead of cleaning it up? But that is the state of the media, and President Trump's priceless reaction sparks big controversy. What the way he spoke to her, a lot of people did not like. A lot of people said that this was the worst thing you could do as a president. Obviously, meltdowns. Also, another story we got to talk about that I want to present to you is, but what's about to happen this week? There are thousands of people basically saying, gang members coming out and saying that they can't wait to go to war with President Trump. And they are basically igniting the fire and saying that, yeah, bring on the National Guard. The gangs will be ready to fight. So this week is going to be a very interesting week as to what happens between the National Guard and the gangs in Chicago, even though there's a lot of people in Chicago that can't wait for President Trump to bring the National Guard. So, hey, man, take a listen to this. Was Trump's reaction to this question the fact that he apparently is waging war against Chicago? That's what she asked. Here's his reaction. Was he out of line for this? Take a listen.
You say that, darling. That's fake news. Well, why would you the Department of Defense? Listen, be quiet. Listen. You don't listen. You never listen. That's why you're second rate. We're not going to war. We're going to clean up our cities. We're going to clean them up so they don't kill 5 people every weekend. That's not war. That's common sense.
Yeah, so we're going to clean up. We're going to clean up our cities so that way 5 people don't die every weekend, which is something that the mainstream media never talks about. But he's not playing around. He called a darling. He said, shut up and listened, because most of them, they just don't listen. They really don't listen to what Trump has to say. Make sure to smash the like button. Let me know what you guys are watching from. Another thing that went viral today, well, yesterday, this weekend, was the fact that not only is President Trump, but now JD Vance, they're choosing violence. They're choosing to fire back on people, and you guys got to check this out. So apparently, JD Vance says killing cartel members who poison our fellow citizens is the highest and best use of our military, right? Because of what happened with the cartel members that died on the way over to the United States. Brian Krasenstein says killing the citizens of another nation who are civilians without any due process is called a war crime. And then JD Vance says, I don't give a shit what you call it. So look, we're in for a huge week because JD Vance says, I don't give a shit. I don't care what you call it. Like Democrats, President Trump, JD Vance, good luck, because they don't care. They just don't care about your feelings anymore. They don't even want to cater to how you feel about these issues. And speaking of these issues, now we're going to go back to Chicago, right? Very important week. Breaking: gang members are now issuing a warning to President Trump, stating that do not send the troops to Chicago, warning that gangs will beat the National Guard. I think this is one of the craziest videos you'll see today, because it does let you know what type of what we're heading into and the time that we're heading into in the United States of America, with the fact that gang members have the balls to legitimately say that they can take on the National Guard. This is what Democrats have been hiding from you and not letting you know about. This is how bad it's gotten in Chicago for decades. Take a listen.
Trump, do not send the National Guard to Chicago, gang. Do not, I repeat, do not do it. We are a different fucking breed out here, nigga. We are not Los Angeles, nigga. We are not Washington, D.C., nigga. This is Chicago, nigga. Them niggas go fight back. I'm telling you, them niggas go fight back, gang. Whatever. I don't give a fuck what you talking about. Them young niggas got switches, gang. They not going for that shit, bro. I know a bunch of y'all finna say, oh, it's the National Guard. They can't do anything about it. They must go in Chicago. Nigga, do y'all know that it's more bad people than good people, bro? There are over 100,000 gangs in Chicago by the city by itself.
This has got to be the most retarded thing I've heard. Apparently, he's warning Trump not to bring in the National Guard because the gangs are going to fight back. This is the type of level of insanity we've gotten to in the United States of America, bro, where we you can't even look forward to cleaning up the cities. You can't look forward to basically exporting cartel members from the United States of America and getting them out of here. But you have actual gang members and people telling you, hey, the gangs are so powerful that you can't bring the National Guard to clean it up without them fighting back. Now, that may be true or not, but we're forgetting what the National Guard and who the National Guard is. But that's how powerful these things and these issues have become. And Democrats have hidden this from you. This is exactly how people feel. This is how people feel. This is exactly how people feel, ladies and gentlemen. Now, there was an attack that happened. Elon Musk been posting about this for like a few days now. Elon Musk has been posting about this for a few days. And this guy that did this crime, he did it on a subway, on a train to this young girl, right? This has 26 million views. Now, this is something that Elon Musk was talking about. I got to get her name, but this has like zero AP stories. Zero PBS stories, zero New York Times, zero NPR, zero Wall Street Journal, zero CNN, zero Reuters, zero MSNBC. You guys get where I'm going with this, right? You guys know exactly what I'm talking about when I show you guys this video. Could you believe that this guy who committed this wild crime, right? This wild, and I'm talking about wild. There's obviously there's some type of video going around on the internet about this. Some of you guys know what this is. This guy started a GoFundMe. So in America, in the United States of America, we are cooked because we are not addressing this. Apparently, this guy had 12 prior arrests. So what, Democrats, what's up? What's going on with the Democrats? Well, anyways, let's actually get to some more things that I want to show you guys. Speaking of the cartel, speaking of these Trump orders, a lot of people are basically in awe. Trump should not order that we go to war with cartels. Remember, Trump, on the first day in office, what did he do? He designated cartel members and cartels as a domestic terrorist organization. They're terrorists working against the United States of America. That's why you saw what happened on that boat. Cocaine sharks. You ever heard of that? The sharks were all on coke when that boat exploded. You guys know what I'm talking about when you saw the video. I'm just trying to explain what the video looked like. I know it may sound a little corny, but that's what the video looked like. That's what happened. But here is something that is even happening. A lot of people are very mad that Trump is ordering these things. But do they have good, significant results? Well, let's actually play this clip real quick.
Fox News alert, we're at war. This enemy, they don't wear a uniform. They're moving fentanyl by the truckload.
I want you to look at the contraband that's in front of me. We have right in 20 kilograms of fentanyl that's in front of me on this table. That's enough to kill 10 million people. The work that we do is to protect people and make sure that we remove these weapons and drugs off of our streets and hold those criminals accountable who would go forward and continue to use that to harm individuals.
Bro, that's all the fentanyl they got? That's crazy. Guys, we only got 300 likes. Come on. We got 1,000+ people in here. Smash the like button. Yes, the Department of War. We're going to be talking about that in just a second. But I told you guys, what's been going on with the Trump administration, what's been going on as a whole, is a much deeper fight. It is more spiritual than you could ever imagine. It is literally fighting evil. And what you are willing to do to fight the forces of evil while people complain about how you go about it, even though they see that the result may be a positive, they think that the way that Trump is going about it is a very negative way. When Trump blew up, when it was ordered to take out the cartel members, bringing in the fentanyl, Democrats literally complain about the fact that those guys didn't get due process. This is what I mean. This is what I've been arguing with you guys for a very long time. This is what I've been arguing with you. Yep. Yeah. We got 500 likes. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Let's keep going.
Cartels are now officially in the Pentagon's crosshairs. And it's not just the wall anymore. Trump ordered the kill shot. The days of local drug busts and random motels, they were fun, but that's Breaking Bad stuff. Trump wants to take the fight to El Chapo's front yard.
We're talking about sending military forces to fight against the drug cartels in Latin America. Do you think it's worth sending our forces, our U.S. forces there to take this on?
Cartels where?
Central Latin America.
Well, Latin America's got a lot of cartels. They've got a lot of drugs flowing. So, we want to protect our country. We have to protect our country. We haven't been doing it for 4 years. And we love this country like they love their countries. We have to protect our country. So, we're playing a tough game.
According to the New York Times, behind the scenes, Trump's moving all the pieces into place to pull this off. Mexico's got a big problemo.
Yes, but it has nothing to do with Mexican territory. It has to do with their country. It does not involve our territory.
So it would be within the United States?
Within the United States, exactly.
El Presidente doesn't comprehende. This isn't a Mexican standoff. This is an order. The CIA is already flying surveillance drones over Mexican territory, gathering intel on the battle space. And Trump's not sending diplomats. He's sending Hegseth, maybe with a new title.
Secretary of Defense, Secretary of War, Department of Defense, Department of War.
Well, that's what it was for many, many years. You gave me that knife hand, Will. We'll see. Stand by. I don't get in front of the commander-in-chief on that. But our job is to ensure our enemies know exactly what they will do to them if they threaten us, up to and including total war. So we'll be prepared. Stand by. There might be some news on that.
This is about...
Man, so this is a map right here of the flow of fentanyl. This is from Sinaloa, Mexico, and this is where it's being exported to. Now, I don't know if you guys remember, but there was a video, if I'm not mistaken, of Carrie Lake basically saying that the cartels work with politicians in all states, mostly all the states. Texas, where I'm at right now, is probably one of the highest rated of cartel members that work or fund some of these politicians that pass some of these things. Now, again, I have a band on my hand that I wear. Joshua's Army Fighting Fentanyl. One pill can kill is a representation. I told you guys I've lost 3 friends. I lost them all within the same time range. I actually had a dream about one of them a few days ago. Sosa was his name. They all literally died of overdoses. There was 4 of them, but 3 of them died within that same year span that I grew up with. So it's a very, very dear thing to my heart, how these things and pills, and you guys know where I'm going with it. But this is the flow of it. This is why Trump is very much so passionate about this one thing. There's many reasons of why I voted for Trump, but this right here is a fight that I told you is not going to be easy, because you're going to have many Democrats get very loud. And you got to ask a question. Anybody against what Trump is doing when it comes to stopping fentanyl, ask yourself, why are they so loud against it? Why? It's not an accident. It's not coincidental why some of these people get very loud when it comes to this. Because again, like Harry Lake said in December of 2022, if I'm not mistaken, or was it 2023? She had a video go viral where she was exposing how these cartel members work. They do it. Somebody said it's poisoning, it's deliberate. I agree with that. I do as well. But the fact of the matter is, these are some of Trump's biggest orders. He wants to stop people in Chicago, right? Let's be honest. Most of the people down in Chicago, they're black. They ain't white, right? So when we're talking about, and probably Hispanic. So when we're talking about what Trump is trying to do here by stopping people from dying in Chicago every weekend, how in the world do you find people losing their minds about that? I'm telling you, I'm telling you, you can't make this stuff up. This is why I get so passionate. Because it's like, these are the same people that, man, Thank you, Tammy, so much for your $20 donation. Thank you so much, Tammy. I appreciate your $20 donation. You just became a new member. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for becoming a member. I appreciate the moderators in here too. I appreciate you. Drugs have been bad for so long. People have not been able to protect their children from being exposed to the gangs. I'm telling you, it's a shift of culture. It's a shift of culture. What price are you willing to pay to make sure that the culture around you changes, even though initially from deep inside, that's not really going to solve an internal problem? It's at least going to stop and slow things down. The problem here is people like Charlemagne and other different people, what they'll say is, and they'll have this argument, Mayor Brandon Johnson of Chicago has the same argument. Well, bringing in more law enforcement, it's not really going to help internal battles. It's not. But what you know one thing is going to do, it's going to stop people from dying, stop people from losing their lives, stop these young dudes from losing their lives for the time being until you find the solution, until you find it. But a lot of people don't have that solution. And that's a huge problem. Let's keep listening, though.
Protecting the homeland from groups like the Sinaloa cartel. They import fentanyl from China and traffic it into the United States. Look at that. Trump designated them terrorists. And if they get cute, they're getting Soleimani'd.
You know who did the roadside bomb, right? Soleimani. Where is he? Where is he?
Former U.S. Army Special Forces and president of WorldStrat, Jim Hansen. Jim, what kind of operations do you envision happening in Central and South America in this cartel war?
Jesse, I don't think anybody would be more thrilled than me to watch some helmet cam footage of a bunch of JSOC pipe hitters rappelling out of helicopters and stacking cartel members like cordwood. Now, that's the ultimate. I don't know that we'll probably open with that. You know, there's likely to be a lot of increased surveillance. There may be some raids to pick up some people to arrest and put on trial. There'll be some interdiction off the coasts. The Navy can cover a lot more territory than the Coast Guard can, and together they can cover both the exfil from, you know, Central and South America and the infill to us. So there's a lot of things to start with, but
what's so wild about this is, how is it that the most powerful country in the world, right, us being the United States with the most powerful military, in our backyard there is cartels? Like that to me, it does not make sense. I'm telling you, how is it that in our backyard we have like no control over what's happening? Now, Roland, you right, man. The YN's going crazy. But I think it's the best thing to do, man. I think you bring in the National Guard. And Trump's latest orders against these cartels. I mean, yo, bro, Trump is doing a lot, man. You might not agree with how it's being done because you're a wuss. Many people have turned into wusses. But this is going to show some type of reinforcement, and it's going to stop things from being bad, stop people from, stop people's lives being taken, robberies and all these things. And then maybe we can talk about internal issues. Nettie, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Nettie. Killer Smurf, I haven't seen you here in a while, man. Same with allowing Muslims into the United States, claiming Islam taking over the country. Yeah, listen, man. The country should be Christian. I definitely won't argue with you on that. Trafficking as well. Okay. When they call a white man racist for saving black. Yo, yes, this is a great comment, right? This is the type of conversations we need to have about what's been going on, right? Because again, whether you agree or not with how Trump is doing it, what is the end result going to be here? The fact that these people didn't get due process when they were coming into the United States illegally with drugs and fentanyl. Is that the bad part about it? Is that some people that may not have been involved are probably going to get arrested? That's probably going to be the end result of some of the bad things that can come with this, right? But now as I get older, I understand that's just sometimes the way things got to be in order to clean it up. What happened in El Salvador is you can make a case that there's a lot of dudes in there that weren't probably gang members. They probably just had tattoos, but the president, Bukele, did not want to take a chance. He didn't want to take a chance, so he arrested some innocent people probably that probably will never get due process. But that's the price that eventually was paid to have peace and no crime, zero crime. So unfortunately, I'm not advocating for violating people's rights. I'm not advocating for people getting arrested. But unfortunately, like I've made the argument before, and no conservative wanted to debate me on this, is there's a price to pay. Unfortunately, man. Unfortunately. And is America willing to pay it? I don't think so. America will never pay it. That's why you'll see so much pushback against President Trump. You'll see the pushback because these things can't be happening like that. All right. That's it for me, ladies and gentlemen. Trump's latest orders against the cartels in Chicago, Chicagoans coming out and saying, do not come here because we will go to war with you. That's absolutely wild. Wild. Thank you so much for reviving my channel, and thank you so much for being here. I'm excited to give you guys daily updates as to what's happening. This week is about to be crazy. So if you could subscribe, smash the like button. Thank you for becoming a member to the channel. I appreciate you so much. And again, thank you guys for joining me tonight, and I'd love to be back tomorrow. So I'd love to see you guys again.